Víctor, ¿me escuchas? Víctor, ¿me escuchas? Aló, Víctor. Víctor, ¿me escuchas? Víctor, ¿me escuchas? Víctor, ahora sí me escuchas.
Ahora te escucho, gracias a Dios. Bueno,
Vale, vale.
Abdul Hamid se está juntando. Hello, Abdul Hamid.
Hello, Victor.
Very well. You look wonderful in your Bedouin.
And I'm in the nature.
Yeah, beautiful. Where are you?
I'm at home in Riyadh.
But you put the pictures of the olive. Is it olive?
Well, this is, we call it at-talh. This is a desert tree that we now nurture and care for. Protection of the environment in Saudi Arabia is a huge project. Is it okay, or shall I move it?
No, it's beautiful. Absolutely
Thank
fabulous. Let me just write to the.
Yeah. I'll take a short break and come back on time.
Yeah. By the way, we will let first Cecile speak, because it's already late there, and they diagnosed her son that he has pneumonia as well, but luckily not very serious. I mean, not dramatic.
What's his name?
Hexilon.
Hexilon. Okay.
Yes. And he will now be on antibiotics for a week, and has to take something for blood as well. But Cecile said not dramatic, but obviously she's completely traumatized because of the.
No, whenever you feel that I should be, I will give a short statement that expresses our great emphasis on Africa as a nation.
Yeah.
And you know, Africa is the neighbor, and we are in big times.
Exactly. We have to start in 8 minutes, but I'm just seeing how many we are only. Oh, you and I are the only one disciplined.
Oh, there are 4 now.
And now they're connecting. I don't know more people.
I'll take a
Ella Gandhi is there as well.
Ah.
Ella, Ella Abdul Hamid wants to greet you from Saudi Arabia.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm very happy to see you.
Thank you.
And Ella, what you may not know, I know we will say it later on, Saudi Arabia, which has got a number of Islamic countries in Africa in the Islamic Union, Africa is so important that they actually appointed a minister in foreign affairs responsible for Africa. And the
Minister of State.
Sorry? Minister of
He's
State.
a Minister of State. Doesn't hold a portfolio, however, he's a state of minister.
Yeah, and the deputy minister is happily Abdul Hamid's first cousin. So we are very fortunate.
Yes, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Africa is our historical neighbor, and we have lots in common.
Yes.
And you know, Saudi Arabia was home to the late great Mandela for all his private medication.
Yes, I know. Mm.
So it's only fair to take this relationship forward. And culture is the key.
Absolutely.
I'll just take a short break, and I'll be right back.
Thank you.
How are you today, Victor? Have you gotten
Oh,
out for the
sure.
jet lag?
Hello, Ladi. Ella,
Mm.
before we start, I just wanted to introduce you my very dear friend who is a coordinator of our Office for Africa, Ladi Nylander. You can see him in his.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Hello,
Thank you. How are you
great to
all?
see you. Very well, thanks. And you?
Okay, great. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Real
And I can-
pleasure.
And Akosua is also on. So Anna Marta as well. Taiwo from very well. We are getting. Akosua, you ran away from the wedding.
How are you doing today?
Very well. Akosua, meet Ella Gandhi from South Africa. Ella, this is Akosua Abdallah.
Hi,
Good to meet you.
to meet you as well.
Akosua, I think, is attending a wedding, so she's there in her
Yes,
beautiful.
I'm on my way to a wedding.
Now you look awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Salaam
You look great.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Anna,
much.
by the way,
Hi.
look at Ladi Nylander's shirt. One of the
Anna
reasons
Ma-
I'm going to Ghana is to buy shirts, and then I don't have to wear these barong from Philippines, but and Badiabera, but I can wear African shirt for African. Ladi, as soon as I land from the airport, you have to take me to the shop.
Okay. I've got a tailor lined up. Don't worry.
And I love the colors and the
These are traditional typical Ghanaian colors. Our star, the black star with the red and yellow and the green. So these are generally colors of the Ghana flag. But somebody
Yeah.
decided to do something artistic with it. And I
Yeah.
feel proud of doing it today.
Good.
Africa is so colorful.
I just saw Ladi.
Hello, Akoso, how are you?
Hey, how are you? How is the US? How's your daughter?
Very good, very good. Everything is well. We're coming back to Ghana around the end of July, and she will
Okay.
have been fully certified.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We're all looking forward to seeing her.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I see that Ambassador Carl Eric Norman is also connected, and
Hello.
he is the founder and the Secretary General of the European Cultural Parliament. And we plan with them a program on culture of the peace in two troubled areas. One is Sahel in Africa, and another one is Afghanistan, which is why we have Fakht Noor, who is an advisor and consultant to Saman Rai, who is the Director General. Oh, just a moment. Hello?
Yeah.
I have the link, but when I click and I uploaded Zoom, so it's the first time I don't know how to put the link somewhere. You just have to press the button and you will appear. You just press the button. You just press that and you will appear. Okay. Thank you.
Ay, nuestra embajadora.
Hola,
Hi,
querida.
how are
We are
you?
starting now.
¿Cómo estás?
Colombian ambassador in Ghana, and in also the offices in Ghana. She lives in Ghana, but it's the ambassador for 18 other African countries. Welcome, Claudia.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How does she manage 18 countries?
We have been already once together with most of you.
Hello, Victor.
Who is,
Hi, ambassador. How are you?
I'm just trying to see. I'm waiting for Bernd to connect because he's one of the first on the agenda, and Cecile as well. Let me just call Cecile because she asked me to.
Ambassador Carl Eric is
Yeah.
Victor. Ambassador Carl
Yes.
Eric.
Hello.
Hello, Ambassador.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you. Nice to be with you.
Thank you.
Ambassador Claudia, how are you?
I am so happy to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Same here.
Hello, sorry.
Bernd, finally.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
have
here.
to call.
Sorry.
Hello, Brent.
Perfect. Hello together. Thank you.
Dear friends, I think we can start. And because you're all extremely busy, and I know that Akosua had to run away in a car from a wedding, and many other people have very limited time. So I would like, first of all, to those who have just joined, to introduce to you Ladi Nylander, my very dear friend, who, dare I tell you, I met 56 years ago when his father was the ambassador of Ghana to Yugoslavia. So we have reconnected again, and now Ladi very kindly offered to act as a coordinator for our office for Africa. So he will obviously play a pivotal role in what we do. And I wanted to, because we really did not establish this office in order just to put a badge on our crest. What we really want to do is be identified with concrete projects to make difference on ground. And therefore, I would like to start with the first very exciting project that we have, which is a docu-fiction in Ghana to be filmed in Barcelona after casting in Ghana at the end of August. And I would like to introduce, first of all, Bernd Adler from Barcelona, who will present it very briefly. And then we have Akosua, who is obviously very generously helping us in Ghana, because what we are really trying to do is showcase the culture, rich culture of Ghana through a play, which was coincidentally written by her father, the founder of National Theatre in Ghana, Dr. Abdallah. Bernd, so would you kindly introduce it?
Yeah, hello all together. So I try to explain the project short as possible. So we have to imagine a movie of 90 minutes. And this movie, they have two timelines. The first timeline we have is the docu-fiction based off the fall of Mumbai from Mohammed bin Abdallah. Es finalmente esta proposición tenemos como una historia de Ghana, y por esto vamos a Ghana con Víctor y Jordi, el producer, para buscar actores. Todos los actores en el casting van
sorry,
participar.
I think you have to speak in English.
All them, sorry, English. Yeah. Oh, in English. I'm sorry. I was too much in Spanish. So all the I restart actually. I was started to everything. So the timeline actually, yeah. So the actors we choose in Ghana, by the casting, they would participate also with the private history, with the private life. So this is the part of documentary. Each actor, and we have to find actor who has a past of who would tell us the history through the actor, what the documentation of the idea. So, for example, if one of the actor has a family who was went to America because of to be catched as a slave, and now when the family part is coming back, so this story of each actor could be involved in the fiction of the fall of Mumbai, what is actually the part of the, how to say, of the casting we do in Ghana. So I hope this is more or less clear. The first part of 2 weeks doing the first part will be in Ghana, where we search the actors and capture authentic stories of people of Ghana finally. The second part, what we would go with these 7 or 8 actors to Barcelona and introduce the story, because we reach each other, Europe, ex-colonial, whatever, until today we have, I think, problem to not to respect Africa enough. We would open the view of a new view of Africa with respect and how to say it, the balance to go the way together finally in economy and tourism. So this is very abstract how I explain. Maybe Victor can complain a little bit what I with you better English maybe.
Well, I would just say that we are very proud that the producer of the movie is Mr. Jordi Oliva, whose film Josep got the prize as the best European animated film in 2020. He's also very strong connections in Hollywood. He's also an American citizen, even though he's from Catalonia. And of course, the most important thing to say, as I, who spent so much time in Ghana, am so happy that we can showcase its glorious cultural history. I'm very, and we are all very privileged to have Akosua with us, because yes. Akosua is the president of the ITI, International Theatre Institute in Ghana, just as Ana Marta and I are co-presidents of the ITI Colombia. And she has been incredibly helpful, and I'm sure that our 2 weeks in Accra will make a huge success, and that we will be able to select the actors. And I think, Akosua, you already have the director, who is your vice president, Fifi Coleman.
Yes, exactly. There's a young man called Fifi Coleman. He's the vice president of ITI Ghana, and he will help with the directing. But then we'll also be seeking assistance, technical assistance from Jim. Jim Awindo,
Very good.
who is a lecturer at the AUCC University, African University of Communication.
Yeah, and I have to tell you that ACOSUA has been incredibly helpful, providing us the images, the videos, so that we are going to do a promotional material that I'm very happy to send to all of you soon. And when we finish our shooting in the pre-production in Ghana, we will be able to produce a trailer, which I'm also very happy to send to all of you. But I mentioned this not only because of Ghana, and symbolic, it is rather important that we are starting it in Ghana, but also because if it is a success, it is the intention of Bernd and his colleagues in Catalonia that we basically do it a template, and that we can also do similar docufiction in other parts of the world. In Africa, I'm particularly thinking of South Africa, of Kenya. I discussed earlier today with Abdul Hamid that we do it also in Saudi Arabia, possibly in Pakistan, and in Europe, I talked today to Montenegro. So there is no end of how far this can go if it is successful, and we certainly hope that it will be successful.
And in Colombia. And in Colombia, Victor.
Of course.
Well, we hope that Colombia will be the next one.
Of course.
Ana Marta, Colombia, Bernd already knows, will be the next one immediately after Ghana.
Yes. The format I created is actually adaptable of any areas where we can find a theater group and a theater director, and we would interact with this theater director to create the story and to always work together with the actors and the own story they tell us. Everybody has a story, a personal story, and this will be the whole concept.
And it's very important for us in SSCC to show to you that, to my brothers and sisters in Africa, that what we are trying to do is use all our connections in order to showcase the history from your point of view.
Exactly.
Nothing is going to be imposed on you. And I'm very proud that my colleagues in Barcelona agree that most of the technical staff will actually be from Ghana, like sound people, camera assistants, and even all the equipment. And that is how we propose to do all over the world.
Exactly, because the part of the documentary is especially the casting, and it cannot be that there are more than 50% of people who come from outside the country to do the movie. We are like the platform who give to the story where we go the voice actually, and the point of view that we, for example, here now in Barcelona, can understand from this, get actually the point of view where we go and transform and make understandable the point of view of people, in this case from Ghana. And this is told, claro, the best of these actors, because actors, they will involve their own story in the story, what even they choose. In this point, we agree till now to work with the story, the fall of Kumbai, and we are really honest that the Victor, tell you, continue, maybe help me with the sources. In the team is the family. The story is written by, I think, the grandfather of ACOSUA, no?
Father.
The father, yeah. The story was the story writer of this piece is the Mohammed bin Abdallah, and the daughter is ACOSUA. This is very fantastic. This is for us something very authentic to do the docufiction actually. And this is the most important point, is to work with authentic material, authentic people, to transform interesting and how to say actually a movie for 90 minutes where people will not just especially also enjoy the movie and could not the word understand is the wrong point, to discover a point of view of where we go, in this case to Ghana. This is the idea.
Very well. Thank you, Bernd. And I think do wish us
I hope
luck.
to.
And if we are successful, then obviously, as I mentioned, we want to take it to other parts of the world.
Exactly.
So,
It's maybe sorry, I have to say, it's why maybe I don't want to say the point is, in the way we create the project, it becomes more clear. At the moment, we wait of more information, but the structure of the two lines, the docu-fiction, is the documentation, the fiction. We have to discover, we have to do the interview, we have to do the casting, and we will know by time, especially after the 2 weeks, we have the basic material of the people with whom we work. Yes, I'm sorry.
okay, thank you very much, Bernd. Well, the second point on the agenda, and we can always, when we finish, receive any questions. This might be also interesting for Ambassador Norman, because it also fits within the policy of cultural diplomacy, which will very shortly come on the agenda. But the second point was the future twinning arrangement between Accra and Cartagena based on cultural agenda, which will subsequently be extended to other African cities. In fact, Cartagena is thinking of 9 cities. So perhaps Ambassador Turbay, as she was absolutely instrumental in doing that, could introduce it briefly, and also with my co-president of Colombian ITI, Ana Marta, who is facilitating arrangements from Cartagena.
Thank you. So, well, I'm really happy to be here. As I told you, for the second time, advancing so fast in every particular plan that we get together. And I want to thank and congratulate Victor for that fantastic drive that you give to the ideas. Talking with you, it is making it, absolutely. So I am happy also to see in this meeting the 3 people from Ghana. Out of them, 2 I don't know personally, and I would love to meet them, dear Victor. So they are your friend, Ladi, that I haven't met him, and I wish to meet you because I have, Victor has told a lot about you, and this office in Ghana seems to be something that will be really fantastic. Also, I haven't been able to meet yet Akosua Abdallah, and I would love to meet Akosua. And I do have the privilege to have been a good friend of Koyo Yanka and have him as my friend. So the program that is already under work is the mentioned by Victor, is the sistering the cities of Accra and Cartagena. And so we already had a meeting, a technical meeting and a political meeting between the 2 mayors and the teams. And the idea is to make it happen fast. There are different plans that some of them, and I will explain this to you, even though I am ambassador, of course, many of the programs are backed by the government, but many others allow the interventions of NGOs, and especially linked with Colombia, in the sense that my job, my work as ambassador is very complementary with the interest that this group are showing. So everything that I do can have these 2 components, the either government and also NGOs, as long as it creates bondings between Colombia and the given country. So in this case, this is happening with Ghana and Colombia through Accra and Cartagena. And so the idea is to work together and make artistic residences, exchanges happen between the two, strengthening the identity, the African identity that exists between the two cities, and the Afro-descendant people there, and the Colombians, and then and the Africans working together, dancing together, cooking together. So the idea is to create possibilities for them to go from Accra, the people from Accra to Cartagena and vice versa. And the plans to make it through are taking place. We are waiting for the specifications and commitments that both mayors are willing to take, and on that basis, we are going to continue developing the program and continue getting our communications. Besides, there are other cities that can be work in capital cities of the West African sub-region of Africa. So we can choose, and we have decided that we have to go step by step, and in order to see how we can advance. And so what is going on really is that there is a very rich program to develop between the two cities, and the intervention of this group of people, all of you, well, is full of possibilities. So this is what is going on actually with the sistering program and plan between the two cities and the two countries. And it is, Victor, I have to tell you that your presence has really meant a lot, because being in Cartagena, you have facilitated this fastest response from the mayor of Cartagena. Even though we have been working through, it was that presence and that human interest and human behind the scenes, as I always say, you are helping to create this as a fact very, very soon. So thank you for that. I am very happy to work together with you and Ana Marta, because I'm sure that we are going to cover many different issues fast and make them concrete. So that's what I can say now. And I would love to meet locally the two good friends that you have. And also we have more programs beyond Cartagena and Bogota with Coyo that also will be taking place between Colombia and Ghana. So there is a lot to do. I think that.
Thank you very much, Claudia, particularly for your very kind words. And I would just like to say, because we have a number of other colleagues from Africa, we said that Mayor of Cartagena and his international team would like to do twinning with, they identified at least 9 more cities. And now that we have Indira Pires from Capo Verde, I see that she's also connected. And of course, we also have Beverly Moss in Kenya, in the Deputy Office of the Deputy President of Kenya. And of course, Hugh Miranda in Mozambique and Lloyd in Zimbabwe, that we will certainly be very interested to hear of other proposals for twinning. And I think it is absolutely critical that we emphasize, and I know the ambassador feels the same, we are not looking for what is sometimes known as touristic twinning, where the two mayors sign an agreement and nothing really happens. We want things to happen on the ground. We want to be a very rich, particularly cultural context of manifestations. And that is, in fact, the next point on our agenda, which is that we are planning with the mayor of Cartagena and his team, and also friends like Akosua and Kojo and Ladi, a week of Ghanaian music and dance in Cartagena, and also a week of Cartagena dance and music in Accra sometime in 22. Because Ana Marta, you were involved in that, perhaps you would like to tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, yes. What we are, what we ask the mayor of Cartagena, and they involve it in their own projects, is that we want an activity and a program that realize and to reconnect the African diaspora from Ghana with Mother Africa, and then realize this week from Accra in Cartagena with cultural and academic activities that include music, dance, theater, workshops, and handcrafting also. During this week, what we plan is, what we want to have is, we have a very interesting musical music that is called champeta here, and it comes from Africa, from the sound. So it has a lot to do with the sounds of Africa. So what we are planning is maybe to bring a very good and a very specific musical group, a Ghanaian musical group here to Cartagena, and then realize 2 concerts in our beautiful theater, Adolfo Mejia, and during that time maybe work in a production with a Colombian champeta group, and then organize another week in Accra with Caribbean cultural music, cultural activities like music and dance, and especially music and dance, because here we have a very important dance movement, and not only with folkloric dance, but also with contemporary and modern groups. There's a very interesting dance director that has living here for a long time, and after his work, his name is Álvaro Restrepo, and his company is Colegio del Cuerpo Body School, that maybe some of you have heard about him or know him. After his work here in Cartagena, there are a lot of groups of contemporary and of a very good quality. So we are willing to have these 2 things besides the residences, especially I believe in theater, because theater here we don't have a very good theater groups here in Cartagena, and we are willing to work with them, with the people that work in theater here in Cartagena, and improve everything. And the presence of the Colombian Center of ITI also has to work to help improve these things here in Cartagena. We are also having with the mayor of the city, we are also preparing a festival of oral memory in December, an international festival. Maybe we are bringing some storytellers from the Caribbean, and having some storytellers from this city. You know, what I feel about the Caribbean culture is that they have 2 things very strong in their blood. One is dance, and the other one is they are storytellers. They're very good storytellers. So we want to improve that. We want to look inside what happens here, and what happens here, and that's why we are having this oral memory festival that it's going to begin this year, and we are having it every year for the next 3 years.
Thank you very much, Anna Marta. And I would just like to say, I haven't discussed it with Ladi, and I wonder what all of you think, but it could be quite interesting to develop a special website for our African office. And one of it would be to give some example of our musical culture. And I say that because all of my friends, brothers and sisters from Africa, who come to Cartagena or to the Pacific coast, express your amazement that there is just so much similarity, so profound an influence of African culture in the culture of our Pacific and Caribbean. Yes. So now I think the next one, and I would like to welcome particularly Ambassador Karl-Erik Norman, who is the founder and Secretary General of the European Cultural Parliament, which brings leading figures from the field of art and culture, 43 European countries, but it is also looking to setting bridges to other parts of the world, the Asia, Latin America, North America, he will tell you now, I think that we are planning to see how we can use culture as a sort of tool for peace. And I think he identified particularly 2 regions, very troubled regions, and one is Sahel, south of Africa, the countries like Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, and also Afghanistan in Asia. But Karl-Erik, I think you will see also from some of other people now the recent events in Mozambique have highlighted huge problems there. And we also have Beverly Moss in Kenya, who has done a lot of work on culture and peace in her part of the world, which also suffers from terrorist attacks from Al-Shabaab. So Karl-Erik, would you like to, Ambassador Norman, tell us?
Thank you very much, Victor, and thank you for inviting me to this interesting meeting. My idea is still only at the stage of an idea. It's not yet a project, but it's an offer to try to see what could possibly be done by way of improving a very difficult situation in the regions you mentioned. I happen to have some good friends who are just now serving as military people in Mali, having very rough times with attacks yesterday, with casualties, etc. I follow from other functions that I have. I follow the development of very high development to a large extent, depending on the fact that women and young girls are very much discriminated against in these areas and have to marry at a very early time, which also creates a demographic problem in this region, which is certainly becoming more serious by the year. And for that reason, a dream at least would be to see more done in terms of, let's say, music and dance and perhaps also filmmaking and other projects with young girls as target group, girls from 5-6 years up to 17, in order to make them active in cultural activities, in producing arts and so on. I'm also aware of an excellent platform in Burkina Faso, and that is the Ouagadougou Film Festival, which is internationally very appreciated, could probably be a cooperation partner. Another cooperation partner, of course, when it comes to the encouragement of a meaningful life and empowerment of young girls and young women, is the UNFPA, the United Nations Population Fund, which through its UNDP offices are also present in these areas. So I see them as possible partners. I would add that also we are just now in Europe rather euphoric about our European championships in football going on. And we know, I consider football as perhaps the only common world religion. And it is very strong because everybody will love it. And what could be done for, I think there is already, I know it's already a strong interest among boys in playing football in these countries, in Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, Chad, but to encourage also girls to play football would be a great step forward, because we know that football is uniting and it is also emancipating. So these kind of projects would be wonderful to see. And as far as football is concerned, of course, our cooperation partners would be FIFA, the International Football Federation, perhaps also the European Football Association and the African Football Association would be interested in participating in that. But these are only, at this stage, only ideas that it would be wonderful to work with you further. And perhaps I will meet in September. I will have many of my members of the European Culture Parliament meeting, and I will be very happy to present this idea among my friends there, and perhaps find, I know already that one or two are active in West Africa, for instance, in trying to make cultural connections. We will see what could be done. That is, at this stage, all what I could say. A few ideas of what could happen, and the potential is enormous, of course, and the need for financial support for these kind of initiatives is also rather big, but let's see what can be done.
Thank you very much, Eric. And if I can just say, that when you and I last spoke, I was not aware that I will be spending the last 2 weeks of August in Ghana. And a very kind invitation of the ambassador Turbaya will be actually staying at her place. So as she is an ambassador to all Sahel countries and other West African countries, Philip Savadogo, Ambassador Savadogo, couldn't be with us today, but we are in touch with him, the former Minister of Culture of Burkina Faso. So maybe you and I can plan a trilateral meeting or quadrilateral meeting sometime in August on Zoom to talk about practicalities. Meanwhile, I will also be working over the next week on Afghanistan, and Fahad Noor from Pakistan is actually listening to this conversation, and he also has a plan for a special movie which will be made in Pakistan, but as he says, with the heart in Afghanistan. And I would like to draw your attention, because unfortunately, the situation in Mozambique has blown out of all control. As you know, SADC is now sending its troops, and we do have a very talented young cultural person, Hugh Miranda, who is also listening to us today. And also, of course, Beverly Moss, who works in the Peace and Reconciliation in the Office of the Deputy President of Kenya. And they have a fascinating project that she'll probably tell us about in a moment, where she's using people who are former drug addicts, drug peddlers, and members of the Al-Shabaab terrorist group in order to use art and culture to be reintegrated in the society. So that could also be another model. So I would certainly, if you agree, like to involve Mozambique and Kenya with extension to Somalia in this story. And I just wanted to ask your permission. I see that Cecile has now joined us. And because it is already very late in Philippines, and also I think, Cecile, this is an opportunity to say that we wish your son who got COVID a very speedy recovery. That you could perhaps tell us why you are here with us, not only as a distinguished member, but also because of the connection with Black people in Asia. Cecile?
Yeah, thank you, Victor. And really, this platform for focusing and collaborating to promote African culture for better understanding and what we would say promoting a culture of peace is very much welcome. Well, in the Philippines, the first thing we would like to say is that for several decades, we've been working on broadcast theater, which really reaches out to millions, to all the places, farthest, remotest places in our country, and with the global webcast connects also outside the country. So we would like to use this, even if prior to the coming of performing groups, etc., to introduce really strong African culture and have the connectivity and bridge an Afro-Asian linkage. Because as Victor has said, our indigenous, our Aborigines, really, when you look at them, are exactly the same, from the looks to the instruments that they use, with the Kalahari Desert people. And this has to be reinforced. And we would like to use, since we have a strong connectivity to South Africa with Nelson Mandela, as well as Gandhi, to use this time when we do programs anyway, to have an African week or even an African month where we can introduce what Ana Marta is saying, storytelling. We can have it especially on radio, music, poetry, and a description which will find the common or the parallel connectivity.
Is there something with the sound?
I'm sorry? With heritage. So for instance, a speaker from any country in Africa would be featured, introduce excellent poetry, either traditional or contemporary, introduce music, your instruments and everything, and you'll find out parallel and very similar instruments, as well as you will connect also with rhythms. Yeah, somebody is saying hello.
Bernd, I think you have to mute your microphone.
Hello?
No, it's okay. Sorry, Cecile. Go on.
So if we can, if your platform or the group can identify a country and a person to speak, or even a panel to introduce poetry, to introduce the culture, the tradition, the heroes. Like in the Philippines, we very much connect with Mandela and Gandhi, and we've done Gandhi and even Rabindranath plays. So it's important if you can give this. Ana Marta was saying she was having a festival of music and storytelling. If it is recorded, we can air it, and it will at once enter into the consciousness of the people listening that there are these other, you can develop the kinship through culture. I was very interested in the European Cultural Parliament because there is an Asian Cultural Council that was created under the parliamentarians, Asian Parliamentarians for Peace. And if we can draw a linkage here, actually there is politically and socially a European Union concern for ASEAN. And this could be, through the European Cultural Parliament, be a kind of a wellspring for connectivity and linkage. Particularly, Victor and I have been discussing, or because of the condition of the world with the new variants and everything, we are considering now, and very soon we should be able to determine that the International SDGs Resilient Art Festival Forum would be moved to December, where we are told hopefully we would have arrived at the end of November towards the closest vaccination platform for the herd immunity. So if we do that, we might move it to December 1 to 10, which is the United Nations Human Rights Week. So if we can gather eventually these selected people, and among the platforms which we will hold in the Senate, like a hearing, a public hearing, is the value of the arts as a cultural diplomatic initiative to bridge kinship or solidarity, the way we're still trying, and I think there is hope now with North and South Korea. So all these other efforts that are being done, we can put it into the platform. And actually, this Resilient Art Festival under UNESCO patronage can become a kind of resilient, not just resilient art, but really an empowering Olympics of the arts for the SDGs. And the SDGs is really the, is really the face of bettering the condition of mankind and being inclusive and being interdisciplinary, because we generally work towards, I am the discipline for this, and they are so remote and go on divergent ways instead of interrelated ways, and the arts can bond this all together, integrate them. And we have this platform through our ITI centers, through our own, we're Earth Savers under UNESCO, we can undertake this. So if we can use all your brilliance, all your creative energies to make a place, because we do have the platform with funding to fund 200 foreign delegates, 100 local delegates. We can really develop or promote a creative army for the United Nations, not by force of arms, but through the power of the arts and media. And I'd like to share with Ana Marta, and I will send this thing. Our national theater movement has been unique in its storytelling, really traditional, but had fused it with online visual images. A techno arts kind of synergy is now essential for promoting storytelling. And I'll share this video. We have been recognized by the Ramon Magsaysay as outstanding throughout Asia for this particular use of arts for social change, transformation, for peace, and confronting climate change. So I hope that we can really focus not just on arts, but arts as the powerhouse of really connecting people, harmonizing people, building that kind of consciousness, that kind of global citizenship, that kind of caring and empathy. Because when we're insensitive, then we don't give a damn. But if we are empathetic, we become caring, concerned people, and we cry when we see the war in Africa, in the Middle East, and we can laugh and celebrate when we see victories, even in football, okay? So that's basically what we hope, that you can use this platform. It's a unique moment. It has never happened. I've been working for almost 60 years crying, and now there is this possible bounty, an exceptional thing. If we can all get connected, if in each country we can get together and show the force, the power of the arts, persuasion, not compulsion.
Thank you very much, Cecile, for your comments and also your proposal, which I'm sure many of us or all of us will actually accept with greatest pleasure. And I now would like to ask Honorable Kojo Yanka, who is the founder and chairman of the Pan-African World Heritage Museum. I'm very happy in SSCC to have him as a distinguished member of our committee, and to tell us about the progress of the museum, which was inaugurated by the president on the 5th of May, and where incidentally Akosua acted as the master of ceremony, and to tell us how, in the best possible way, we can support the work of the museum. Kojo. Hello? Well,
thank you, Victor. Thank you. I express deep satisfaction and gratitude for bringing us to this South-South Cooperation Council. And I'm happy to hear from all the speakers before me that there is really a need for us to create a new humanity where we would be all sharing our cultures together for peace. For us, we have chosen to build a city, we call it a heritage city in Ghana, where we are building a museum complex. I call it a museum complex because it's not the normal museums that we are used to, but a living museum where we're going to protect, curate, and exhibit the heritage of the Pan-African world. And when we say the Pan-African world, we're not just talking about Ghana and Africa, but also wherever you have Black culture anywhere in the world, including the areas that I have heard of on this platform. I am anxious to know where the Black culture links up with the Asian culture, because I know for a fact that there are some similarities all over that we can all tap on and benefit from. So we are creating this space to allow us to exhibit all the various arts, culture, history, also the heroes and the heroines of the Pan-African world, and then have outside of the museum building a palace of African kingdoms. We want to exhibit all the kingdoms that we have had on the continent, both ancient and modern, for visitors to see what Africa has missed or has lost and what we have also been able to maintain. We will also have village where we're going to create herbal plants. We have a committee working on bringing together about 30,000 herbal plants from the continent of Africa. I'm sure there'll be some that will come from Asia and other parts of the world, which will also emphasize the importance of herbal plants in our lives and our relationship with nature over the years. We're also going to have a Pan-African library so that people can read a lot more, not just in physical form, but we'll also open the avenues for digital and virtual library from our site. So this is a very ambitious project. We have space for festivals, for poetry recitals. I believe one of the programs that the South-South Cooperation Council will bring up on board when we are completed is this kind of festival you are thinking about, to bring all of us together to use arts, culture, theater for peace and collaboration. Yeah, the project has been launched and we are expecting to start construction in September of this year. We are now in fundraising mode. And so our government is giving us support. We've got some pledges from various African corporate organizations, and we have thrown it out to the world, to the Pan-African world. Any support that we can get, we will take. We have naming rights for all those who are contributing to our project, which is costing $50 million US. And we are hopeful and very optimistic that we'll be able to complete in July 2023, so that in August 2023, we can invite most members of the South-South Cooperation Council to send their theater groups, their arts practitioners, their poets, their classical musicians like Victor back to Ghana to celebrate the opening of our Pan-African Heritage World Museum. This is an exciting project, and I must say it has received endorsement from the African Union. We received endorsements, of course, from the South-South Cooperation Council. We have endorsement from UNESCO. We have endorsement from the Association of African Universities. And we are, extending the message to various parts of the world, and the interest that we have received is very encouraging, and it makes us feel we are already there. So you're all welcome to join us. Our websites are put on the chat box, and you can visit there and also send me email if you want. So thank you, Victor, for the time given.
Thank you very much, Kojo, and my warmest congratulations, because you are, of course, the father who inspired your colleagues in Ghana. And whilst, of course, everybody is equal in Africa, Ghana has got historically and politically a particularly important role. And I think it is only fitting that this Pan-African Museum should be positioned in Ghana. And as you know, I will be spending 2 last weeks of August, and as you very kindly invited me to act as your special advisor to the museum, I'm sure that together with Ambassador Turbay, we'll do a lot of good work. And of course, the priority is the fundraising. Now, I wonder whether we can now come to the other guests who are with us. And I would particularly like to ask Ella Gandhi, because she and I have spoken a little bit about what might be her suggestions for the work that needs to be undertaken by us in Africa. Ella, could you kindly?
Thank you so much, Victor. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And let me take this opportunity to congratulate Cecil on a wonderful message. I think it was a powerful message, and I support everything that you have said. I think that at the present moment, the most important thing for Africa in particular is the oneness of humanity, to look at our common identity as human beings, the interconnectivity and the interdependence amongst all of us as humanity as a whole, but in particular in Africa. Because apart from the pandemic that is really affecting us terribly, we are also suffering many of these local wars in many of our areas. As somebody mentioned earlier, in Mali, there's strife continuing. In Mozambique, there's a lot of strife, and many other areas. So whatever we can do to bring about unity, peace, and justice in South Africa, the SDGs that Cecil spoke about are very important in order to bring about peace. We cannot have the very poor on the one side and the absolutely rich on the other side. We've got to bring about some kind of equity. And to do that, culture is important. But let me also say that what we have seen in South Africa and throughout the world is that culture is evolving. It's not static. And we are seeing modern culture developing and going throughout the world. And modern culture is based very much on materialism. And if we can shift that, and that is what I would like to see, we in South Africa trying in a small way to shift that to our traditional values, like the value of Ubuntu. And Ubuntu is a word that can be elaborated into a huge book if we really explain what this term means. And that is the philosophy, traditional philosophy of African people. And we need to bring back that philosophy because it's the only way that we can create a better universe, a better world, and a better Africa, where people would be compassionate, where people would be looking at the interconnection between all the different tribes, and instead of using those tribal identities to divide people, to bring them together. And this is what we need to see in Africa. So I think that culture which promotes Ubuntu is important. We have to move away from that modern material culture to looking at African Ubuntu culture.
Negrito, ¿será que sábado?
And the final point I want to make is that our media and newspapers and all kinds of media need to be also controlled by the people. Because what we are seeing is that it is through the media that a lot of damage is being done. A lot of the violence, the hatred, and all kinds of base issues come out through the media, social media, as well as popular media that we see, the newspapers, films, and so on. And so we need to work on that and change that to reflect this question of interconnectivity, interdependency, and unity amongst all of us. So I think that those are the main issues that I would like to see promoted here and also in our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ella. You speak always in the spirit of your own great philosophy and philosophy of your of your grandfather, the great Mahatma Gandhi. I think I should say at this point that we are taping this webinar, And I have here my wonderful colleague, coordinator for our office for Latin America and Caribbean, Carolina Puerta, who is going to do a resume. So we'll all get a resume. And Ella, from some of these things, bearing in mind that I will spend a couple of weeks my coordinator for African office, we will try to develop some of these ideas into concrete areas of work. And now I would like to ask Indira Pires, whose father was for 10 years president of Capo Verde, and after he won the Ibrahim Mo Prize for Leadership, invested most of this prize into establishment of the Pedro Pires Institute for Leadership, because as he was always saying, what Africa really needs is a solid leadership. And on that note, I would also say that Cecile is organized with my help in celebration of the International Day of Parliamentarians, which is 30th of June, where we also have interventions from Senator from Colombia and an extraordinary member of parliament from Ghana, and her message is particularly important, and we are also going to enclose to you when we do minutes of this meeting. Indira, are you still with us?
Yes, Victor, I'm here. I'm very pleased to be here with you from Cape Verde Islands and West Africa. So I don't have much to say, just to introduce myself and saying that I'm the executive director of the Pedro Pires Institute for Leadership, and that was founded, as you say, by the former president of Cape Verde, Pedro Pires, who was also a freedom fighter, the first prime minister in Cape Verde, and also leader of the opposition for 10 years. So, and also president of Cape Verde. So he has a long history in politician, and also with the relationship with our continent. And we focus, our activities is focused in impacting African countries through leadership training and strategic dialogue. And we contribute to build more engaged civil society of groups and individuals who are committed to improving the economic and social well-being of people and their communities. We invest in our main capital that we believe is our human capital. So as person from an island, for us is important to strengthen our relationship with our continent, for sure, to share the experience between our countries and also with the other countries in Latin America and with similar realities and history, like with Creole heritage. And we believe that the role of the civil society on this, on strengthening relationship between Cape Verde and the continent and the other countries. So I'm here to learn what is happening and then to give my contribution, just speaking about what we are doing and hear what you are doing. So thank you, Victor. I'm very honored to be in this group. Thank you.
Thank you, Indira, very much. And I do believe that all my African colleagues and friends, particularly those who are in the field of politics, but also in art, will agree with the vision of your father, that without good governance, there will never be ever any progress in Africa. When I worked 20 years ago in South Africa, the then Deputy Minister of Environment told me, Africa needs leaders who love Africa. And we don't have too many of them. And I think, therefore, this issue of leadership is very important. And if my colleagues in Ghana, particularly our coordinator, Ladi, agrees, we really ought to put that at the forefront of our policy. And to that extent, as I'm going to be briefly your neighbor for 2 weeks in August when I come to Ghana, perhaps I would like to connect with you again. And as we talk about culture, I think most of the world outside Africa heard about African music through the great legend Cesaria Evora. And I think that everybody sings and dances in Capo Verde. So Claudia, if you haven't visited Capo Verde, and this is still one of the countries to which you are an ambassador, maybe you should make a leap and see it as soon as possible. Thank you very, very much, Indira. I also know, if I can slightly change the order, that Head Ser has a meeting very shortly. As you all know, Hedva is the UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador for Cultural Diplomacy and our link with UNESCO on this issue. Her statue, Tree of Peace, is the official symbol of peace of UNESCO. And I think most recently was donated by the Director General of UNESCO, Madame Azoulay, in Tunisia. Hedva, are you still with us?
I'm all the time with you from the beginning.
Thank you very much.
I'm so happy. Well, actually, I was with the young lady that I told you, the Odyssey. They had the president of Odyssey, which I will talk about it, which is very interesting for Ghana and for Africa. Now I'm here, and I'm very happy. First of all, Victor, that you are giving me. You're giving me the opportunity to express myself and to meet all the lovely people around. Ella, I'm so happy to see you again, and Kojo also, and Anna Maria, and the ambassador from your friend, and from she's such a really, I told you, she's such a lovely lady that I would like to meet her. And I met today Indira Pars, that I'm working a lot for your country, you know, for Cape Verde, and I'm very much connected to the ambassador here in France. We have project together for Cape Verde. So I will tell you a little bit what I'm doing, and we are all talking about peace, but I'm living peace and I'm doing it. It's really, it's my passion, and it's my ADN, making peace. And how I'm making peace, so there are many methods I can tell you. On one hand, everything I'm gathering through cultural diplomacy. And today I had a very interesting talk again every Saturday morning with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Andorra. And we decided that we really succeeded in something which is interesting, putting cultural diplomacy to a level of university. Because why, I'm telling you, because I'm the godmother of a project with the name is Art Camp. And Art Camp is gathering artists from all over the world, most of them in countries of conflict. And we have always artists from Africa. This is for us very important. And this year, for the first time, and Victor is going to take part of this conference, we decided to make a conference for cultural diplomacy with the University of Andorra. It's mean that we are really putting to level of university our art camp, our program Art Camp, and we are giving a big floor importance to the cultural diplomacy because we are putting them together, gathering with the university. So I'm very happy, and we are doing a lot of things with Africa. We have many artists from Africa coming every 2 years. And also we are going to do Art Camp in Africa, and it might be in Cape Verde, because the Minister of Culture of Cape Verde was our artist in 2012, the actual Minister of Culture. So he promised also to do Art Camp, but maybe Victor, if it doesn't work, we maybe will find another place, and maybe I know how fond you are about Ghana, and I think that I'm going to be found also because of the wonderful museum. So maybe we'll do it in Ghana, and I already was beginning to announce. So I'm telling you, this is my program, which is Art Camp, that I'm the godmother since 2012. Victor was talking to you about my icon sculpture, which is the Tree of Peace, which is all over the world in 15 countries. And next Thursday, I'm going to inaugurate the Tree of Peace in the Mairie of the 16th arrondissement in Paris. And we're going to have a very big event in Paris. But in this event, I'm going to announce something which I'm also the godmother of another project. And this might be interested you, Mr. Kojo Yanke, for the museum. I'll tell you what it's about. There is a very interesting project of UNESCO, which is teaching children about peace and respecting children about patrimony. It's already this program, it's a Francophone for the moment program. We're translating it also for English countries. And the program is about children, education for children, for peace, because this is my most important aim is to educate children for peace and for respecting patrimony. I was in 2 weeks ago, I was in Limoges, which is a creative city of UNESCO. And we had the program with this city since 1 year. And I can tell you that I saw on the Zoom, I saw on the movie, children from Syria looking at children of Limoges, and the children of Limoges explaining to them what is their patrimony, which is their porcelain. Explaining what is a porcelain. Hi, I'm so happy to see you. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. And talking about the porcelain of Limoges, and is connecting children all over the world for respecting the patrimony, giving them insurance about talking in public. And my Tree of Peace entered to this program. So now the children all over the world in 52 schools in the world are learning also about the Tree of Peace. And the new chapter that we are going to do, and now I'm announcing it, it's not only respecting patrimony, which can be very interesting for the museum in Ghana, for the patrimony, it's also, and the Tree of Peace, it's also, we are going to teaching children about protecting them from cyber. So it's something new, all about cyber defense. And this is something, an element that children really, they need it, because we know with the computer, with all, they are really the first, they are the first one to meet all the problems of cyber, and it can go also through their parents. So this is something new. So patrimony, Tree of Peace, peace, and now it will be also the cyber. We are beginning a new program. So I'm the godmother of this program in 52 countries, and we have 700 pupils already all over the world, and we are continuing all. We have many countries that we like very much this program. So you see how important is education for peace, and we are doing it maybe also in Benin, in Africa. We have already this program in Benin. In Senegal, we're going to begin in Francophone countries. Sierra Leone, I was talking to the Minister of Culture of Sierra Leone, who is very keen and he likes very much this program. So we'll continue on. So it's something which is important. It's important, peace, and education for peace. And well, you know, in Africa, it will be as Ella said, how is important is the philosophy of Africa, and Africa needs really good leaders. With this education for children, we can build also good leaders. This is the key for everything, I think. And we can do so many things. And I'm there to help you with Africa. For us in UNESCO, Africa is priority. And you can ask me everything, and I will be so happy to be in the between and go between, because I'm here in Paris, so it's easy for me to go to the headquarters of UNESCO and to help you in of your demands and the things that you need. So I'm your ambassador at UNESCO here in Paris, and I will help you in everything that you need. I'm very happy to participate in this wonderful group, Victor, SSCC. It's an honor for me, and to meet all your wonderful people and to be all together.
Thank you very much, Hedva, for your words and also for your extraordinary work. And as you rightly pointed out, Africa is an absolute priority in UNESCO. And it is very kind of you to serve as a sort of go-between between what we do in Africa. And I know, Ladi, that and Kocho, that we will be, and Claudia, that will be able to rely on Hedva for carrying our message to UNESCO, which is so incredibly important.
Yeah, I'm going to do it as soon as possible when I'll meet, because it's a little bit period of vacation, but I'm intended to see the men of Africa of UNESCO and to talk to him about the museum, especially about patrimony, which is so important. And also for my program, it will be for the children, you know, the patrimony. We can go, we can work together through Victor for this new program that I'm the godmother. So there's something that we can do together, you know, respecting and teaching children about patrimony. especially in
Thank
Africa.
you very much. Now, I know that also Beverly squeezed some time to be with us from Nairobi, together with her colleague, Chacho Matiko. I wonder whether she can share with us what she is doing in Kenya and the ideas that she has for future work. Beverly, are you still with us? Or Chacho?
Yes.
Beverly?
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Sorry, I was muted. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
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 Oh, you can hear me?
Yes,
Hi.
yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay.
Beverly, we hear you.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Beverly. I come from Nairobi, Kenya. And I'm in the field of conflict management and peace building. So I work at the Office of the Deputy President. I'm the Secretary, Conflict Management and Peace Building. So we have several programs that we do around the country. And actually my mandate is to support the Deputy President in all his peace initiatives around the country. So I've discussed with Victor a lot. I came to know Victor, I think a few years ago, and we've discussed a lot about the programs that we've been doing in Kenya. And can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so we do several programs within the communities because what we focus is peace at the community level. We are trying to address the root causes of violent conflicts at the community level. So that's the area of focus. So I travel a lot around the country, meeting with the communities and trying to see how we can work with them to resolve the issues at the grassroots level. So I'll just talk about one of our key programs, which is very related to what we are doing here. This is a program which we picked from El Salvador. We had I sent one of my team officers to El Salvador to learn lessons on how they're able to address issues of crime and violence at the community level. Because we realized that some of the problems that the people in El Salvador were facing in terms of crime and violence at the community level are very similar to the problems that we were facing in Kenya. So we focused on a few areas within the country, specifically the coastal region and some inland counties. And when my officer went to El Salvador, he traveled around the country, attended a lot of trainings, and was able to pick the lessons from there and bring them
Sorry, we are losing you, Beverly.
Victor, can I just say, I want to say hello to Cecile. I didn't see her, and to send her all my love, Cecile. Love you, Cecile.
And the
Yeah, I
program
love
is
you
11.
too.
Hello.
Beverly?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now, yes. You were cut off at a certain point.
Oh,
Go
sorry,
on.
I think my internet is erratic. Yeah, okay, so we are focusing on a group at the coastal region of youth, young men and young girls who have different backgrounds. Some of them are former drug addicts, former criminals. Some of them are former radicalized youth who had been radicalized into terrorism. School dropouts who dropped out of school for various reasons, including early pregnancies, lack of finances for school, and also due to truancy and criminal activities. So we took this ELA program there, and while we took them through the training, these youth decided to come together and form a dance group in a place called Kwale at the coastal region. And so this is a dance group that dance for peace. And they do cultural dances, which are able, through their song and dance, they're able to spread the message of peace to the community members, especially the youth. And through this, they have been able to reach out to so many age mates and peers of theirs who are also participating in the criminal activities, and they've been able to draw them close. And while they draw them close through their dance and peace, they're able also to take them through the lessons that we have passed to them right from El Salvador. So as they are doing their dance and peace, they're also spreading the message of peace and passing on the lessons we picked from Latin America. So we have been focusing on this group because this is a group that we want to work with to be able to go out into the world and present and show how art and dance for peace has an impact in the prevention of crime and violence at the community level. Apart from that, we also work with other groups, but I'm just specifically focusing on this group. And we have also decided to work with a university called Daystar University, with the peace department, and with there's also a dance and arts department, which we are going to work with, so that the two departments can be able to come together and be able to come up with music and dance for peace, which they can also be able to present in the global arena. And they can also collaborate with the youth group that we have at the community level, because what we're trying to do is the youth group at the community level that we are working with are not as educated as the university students. So when we bring these two together, they'll be able to help each other and exchange and be able to work together, and we'll be able to come out with something really fine that we can present to the world. That's just in a nutshell what we are doing. We are doing several other things, and I've heard a lot from this meeting. I'm very happy to meet all of you, and there's a lot I've learned, and I'm so excited because there's so much more you're doing that I didn't know, and I'm just thinking that there's so much more we can do here in Kenya. You've actually challenged me because we also have the Kenya National Theatre here, which helps, they give us facilities to be able to practice art and dance. We also have the Kenyan Cultural Center, which was formed during the colonial times. And we have all these. So I'm just thinking that after hearing presentations here, I'm trying to see whether we can link up with the Kenya National Theatre and the Kenyan Cultural Center to see how we can work together, and looking forward to the Sister Cities project and see how we can bring all those together and be able to do something good. Yeah. So I'll just pass on to Chacha to say something also briefly. Yeah, but in a nutshell, that is what we do. I'll be able to post more as the time goes by. Yeah. Thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you very much, Beverly. And I think it's very heartwarming for all of us to see what extraordinary wealth of human talent and human capital we have in Africa on SSCC. And I'm extremely grateful to all of you, what you are doing. The group to which you referred is called JAMI Action Group. And I should say that both and I are extremely pleased that you are going to take, they will not be able to come physically, but we are going to present when you come to Manila, a video presentation of their work. I saw their work, and ITI Colombia displayed it in our program on Theater in Conflict Zone, and they were absolutely wonderful. Also, maybe Ambassador Karl-Erik Norman would agree that we should also take something from your own book and include it on the peace process through art in Africa. And I know that Anna Marta and I were also discussing the possibility, and I talked to you, of including a Kenyan city to twin with Cartagena, again, on the basis of strong cultural component and cultural agenda.
Victor, I think it was very encouraging what we just heard about Kenya. So connecting with them would be a wonderful idea. Thank you.
Great. I'm so glad that you say that. And now, before I talk to our young team of Lloyd Nicazino, Yuk Miranda, and Taiwa Folabi, I would like to ask my very dear friend and member of our board, Abdul Hamid Al-Saleh, to tell us, because some of you may not know about the strong connection between Saudi Arabia and Africa.
Thank you, Victor, for having me. I wish to extend my best regard to everyone. I'm happy to know the details of the docufiction that has been launched, and I congratulate you and SSCC and all the people in Catalonia for what has been done. I congratulate our friend Kojo for the inauguration of the Pan-African Heritage Museum, which I think is an important project to follow on and to care for. I echo the Honorable Ella Gandhi's comment on what Mama Cecile has said and offered, and that's what we have always been accustomed to know of the thoughts and decisive structures of Mama Cecile. And I also wish Hexalok the best of health soon. Hedva, thank you for all the news on the progression you are making, and we are always very proud of knowing you and having you on board. Saudi Arabia and Africa has a long history of interrelationships on all levels, on the human level, on the culture, on the and we have sizable citizens of the kingdom of African, and as much as we have Arabs who have made Africa their homeland. The other than all the decades of commitment of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to the development of Africa, and just to highlight that Africa is in the heart and eyes of Saudi Arabia, the recent appointment of a state minister in the kingdom for African affairs is something that is an eye opening, and it shows how valuable Africa is for the kingdom, and how sustainability of African development is essential to our manifestations on the political and cultural, economical, and all aspects of life. We are working here today in close association with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and with the State Minister of Africa to, and through, of course, our association and being with SSCC to see some concrete development in the cultural connection between us and Africa, which is it's under work now, and we will do our utmost to achieve the ultimate objective of integration of our cultures, and to really see that and believe that culture, art is the key elements of sustainability of peace around the world. So thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, everybody, all your honorable presence. And I always am happy to be with you, and we shall always keep that track.
Thank you so much, Abdul Hamid, for your constant support, and also for taking the message on the cultural diplomacy to the Prince Faisal, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and also to the Secretary for Africa. We certainly look forward to working with you. And as I said at the very beginning, before the webinar started, I talked to my colleagues in Catalonia about the possibility for doing a docu-fiction on the artistic heritage of Saudi Arabia, which has got
be a pleasure.
UNESCO heritage sites.
Would be a beautiful thing.
Now we said Hedva talked about children, and I think we talk and Indira Pires talk about the capacity building. And I just wanted to say that I'm personally extremely proud that we have some wonderful young people who are all youth ambassadors of South-South cooperation, and 3 of them are actually attending this seminar, and they are Lloyd Nicazino from Zimbabwe, Yuk Miranda in Mozambique, and Taiwo Afolabi from Nigeria, but he's currently a professor at the Regina University in Canada. So could I maybe ask you, friends, to say something and maybe make some proposals for the work which we will do in Africa, particularly with young people? Taiwo, would you like to start?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's good to meet everybody. Good day to you where you are. My name is Taiwo Afolabi. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Regina in Canada. And I'm also a representative of the ITI UNESCO Network for Higher Education in the Performing Arts. I have my theater company in Nigeria called Theater Mission International. And myself and Lloyd is on this team. We're member of ITI. We co-coordinate a network of art professional globally. I just wanted to put two proposals on the table with what we're working right now specifically in Nigeria. Next year, we're planning a festival, a solo festival. One of the reasons why we decided to put on this festival is because as young professionals and a lot of emerging talents that are within theater and of course, performance, is that when they're starting their companies, most of the time they don't have the resources, economic resources. And so solo performance stands as one of that means to get their work to move around. And through different ways, they promote peace, they promote industrialization and different things like that. So the festival next year is happening between first quarter and the second quarter. We're trying to work around the date. And the goal is a Pan-African theater festival where we bring all the solo artists together to be able to present their work in a way that it can garner more accessibility, visibility, and mobility. And in relationship to that also is that currently we're running a program called Script Lab. The goal is to, again, still on the continent of Africa, is to build resources and capacity in playwriting, because we also observe that a lot of the resources that we have for playwriting, they are more in the global north, and many of the emerging playwrights don't necessarily have the resources to travel and do that. So I've brought together a team of 6 internationally renowned playwrights, African playwrights, and they are mentoring 10 African playwrights. And so we're going to be showcasing all of that during the festival. Finally, part of the things that we're doing is really to connect to other theater companies in the country, from the National Theater to indigenous, different other theater companies, to be able to garner the support that is needed. And we're also part of the UNESCO Cultural Diplomacy Project that Victor and Ambassador Hebdasser did talk about the other time. So that's what we're doing for us in Nigeria, the continent of in Nigeria, in terms of some of the projects that are on the table. And it's really exciting for me to hear a lot of things that are happening in different countries, including our neighbor country, Ghana, and other countries in the continent. So I'll leave it at that. I'm happy to connect to any of you as we, moving forward, because I think these are great opportunities that I think, I know the word young is overrated, but I think these are great opportunities that many talents across border, both established and emerging, would love to connect to. It's nice to meet you all, and I'll hand it over to Victor. Thank you.
Taiwo, thank you so much for all your hard work. And maybe just one point to Ambassador Karl-Erik Norman, and that is that whilst, of course, Nigeria is not strictly in Sahel, it is at the border of Sahel, and the northern Nigeria has got, as Taiwo, and I think all of you know very well, huge problems. And now it seems that kidnapping of school children in terms of hundreds of them has become a regular occurrence. And it may well be, Karl-Erik, that when we talk about that, we also involve at least the north of Nigeria, which I think could be quite proper, even though you're not strictly speaking in the Sahel region yourself.
Absolutely.
Area around Kano, Kaduna, Zaria.
Yeah,
What do you
Victor, absolutely, Victor. I'm completely in agreement. And I can tell you that yesterday I had a meeting at the Nigerian embassy here in Berlin, discussing diplomacy and cultural diplomacy in specific. So these kind of aspects are very close to my heart as well. I have no problem of course, in expanding the area the way you propose.
Excellent, Taiwo. So you are adopted. And then again,
and just to say that we've actually worked in part of my own work is focusing on internally displaced persons in Jos, in Maiduguri, and all those places. So I'd love to connect with you and conflict resolution and peace building with theater and performance. So for sure, I'd love to connect with you on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Victor, I thank you very much and thank everybody, but I am afraid I have to leave the meeting right now. As I said, I have another commitment.
Yes, yes, you did mention it. Thank you for spending so much time. And I would just add, even though you will not hear it, we will send the tape and do the report. The next one will be from Mozambique. And I think it is incredibly important because of the great tragedy that this country is experiencing to involve them in the problem.
I have followed the latest development and I'm very concerned about it also, absolutely.
Thank you, Karl-Erik. Thank you very much.
And we will be in touch, Victor. All the best. Thank you.
Good luck, Carol.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am going to take advantage of this moment to say also, so long. I hope to get together in the coming meeting together. I have to leave now, but also I am ready for all the plans that we have talked to receive you in Ghana and to continue working together in different areas.
Nice
meeting you.
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you very much.
All of you.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you very much.
Now, I think we actually are almost at the end. I think that I would like to hear from Hugh, Miranda, and Lloyd, and then obviously to wrap up with Ladi. Lloyd, would you like to? Lloyd, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. And because it's a wrap up, I wouldn't hold people long. It's nice to see all of you, new faces. I would love to connect again with Mama Beverly or Sis Beverly from Kenya. You're speaking about theater there, and also good to see, my sister Kusu and Mama Cecile, obvious, and everyone else. I'll just speak about the Mitambo International Theater Festival that we are running. Currently, I'm the school director of the Zimbabwe Theater Academy, and we're running also what we call the Mitambo International Theater Festival, which is going to be in its third year. With the assistance of Cecile and Victor, we have engaged the UNESCO regional office here in Zimbabwe, the regional office for Southern, and we are in discussion about how best we can put this festival. Last year, we had a reach of probably 120,000 people. The past 2 years, I think we're now over 20 countries participating in the live festival. This is going to be hybrid, physical, and also virtual. So I would love to connect with you, in the realm of cultural diplomacy and how best we can engage a lot of emerging and young theater makers and professionals from your countries in spreading the word of peace and all this stuff. So yeah, I won't take much. I think Yuk is not here. He left for an emergency. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I just saw the message from Hugh Miranda from Mozambique that he had to attend an emergency, but we will certainly stay in touch with Mozambique because for a very sad reason, the tragedy in that country is really escalating. And I said at the beginning that SADC countries either have sent or are sending troops, peacekeeping troops in the country. And these long-suffering people who, first of all, had a civil war that lasted for decades, and now again these problems from Al-Shabaab. So we will stay in touch with Hugh Miranda. Taiwo, I think you often, Lloyd, you often talk to him. So we should just assure him that we will have him on board. So now, Carolina, are you still with us? Carolina?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. I did say that I will introduce you, Carolina Puerta, who is coordinator of our Latin American and Caribbean office in Mexico City. And she very generously agreed as we are going to tape this meeting. Those of you who want to see the whole tape, very happy to send you. But Carolina will very kindly has agreed to do the report of the meeting, which we are going to send to all of you. And I think some of the points that were discussed will only become a starting point for the work that we will do in Africa. And it is very fortuitous, Ladi, that you and I will see each other and spend almost 2 weeks together in Accra when we can take some of these points together. So I would very like to hear from you now that you met at least some of the wonderful people we have in Africa, and indeed some other guests who are linked in one way or another with Africa, how you feel that we can move forward and what we could do under your leadership in Ghana.
This is extraordinary. my ears are bristling. So many creative ideas that when put together would make a very strong case for the concept of cultural diplomacy. Really, I mean, hearing from Ella Gandhi and her concept of using Ubuntu to create equity. The lady, I believe is Madam Alvarez from Philippines, and their concepts about dance. Carl Eric Norman, ambassador, I especially liked his approach to football. Don't forget that a lot of the youth look at football as a way out of poverty. So that's really creative and very nice and very forward-looking to hear. And then also Godmother Hedva, the idea of patrimony was actually absolutely fantastic. And Beverly, I used to live in Nairobi, so I could actually, let's say, identify with many of the things you said about violence. I know of the problems you have in Eastleigh, and so many more very creative ideas. But as you know, as you all know, ideas without action are moot. And this is what I see as my main function in Accra. And I look forward to working with you all. I am not unfamiliar with trying to put ideas from several places together. And incidentally, I also happen to be the vice chairman of the Pan-African Heritage World Museum. So I'm in a focal point to be able to bring a lot of this together. And I look forward to doing so. And I know I'm really going to enjoy it. So thank you. Very privileged to meet all these wonderful people with wonderful minds that will set me thinking for the next 2 weeks before I meet you, Victor.
And I'm also, thank you very much, Kojo. And I'm also, on behalf of all of us, very privileged to have somebody of your caliber to lead, because I think it is very clear that on all continents where SSCC operates, the leadership is firmly in the hands of the people from the continent, never from us. And I think maybe I should say at the end, if you really want to ask what the SSCC is SSCC is essentially a catalyst and facilitator. We don't sell anything of our own. We try to help the way we can, bearing in mind that we have, as you said, so many wonderful people on board. Yeah. So thank you very much. Look forward to working with you even more closely in Accra. And we will be sending you a report of this meeting when Carolina is ready. And I will certainly enclose the speech of your very talented Member of Parliament, Senator Rawlings, who beautifully captured some of the challenges and some of the way forward for African politicians and population at large. So thank you all very much. Yeah. And Anna Marta, you are back again. Thank you.
Thank you for everybody. And it's very important for me, this resume that you are sending, because my connection was not very good. So I left several times the meeting, and I'm willing to know exactly what all of you said. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are always with us.
Thank
Anna
you.
Maria.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, Abdul Hamid, you have to call her Anna Marta, because
Anna
we
Marta.
do have Anna Maria. But
Anna
Maria,
you see, I should learn Spanish. You know what, Victor? Arabic and Spanish are the closest languages on earth.
Really?
I swear to God.
That's
almost 50% of the Spanish words are originally Arabic or have Arabic, and we have the same.
Of course.
Well, you occupied the peninsula for 500 years.
Yes.
800.
Oh,
But you know what? But you know what? We did a lot of great things, and we have still elements of the civilization still in Alhambra and in Granada, in Toledo, and you know what? Madrid is originally called Madrid, and this is the only Arab created city in Spain. It was created all along from the within the with the Arabs. So I think what we had is a good cause. We never were colonial in a sense of colonialship, but I think we added value to the spheres of civilization and prosperity of the Iberian Peninsula. So, and we are proud of it. We are proud of that heritage. I always, and when I met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Spain in Morocco, in Tangier, in the Asila Festival, we had a huge discussion on that. And then the governor of Andalusia, when he heard me talking, he said, Abdul Hamid al-Saleh, you are welcome to visit my office without an appointment at any time you choose. So we are great of our relationship with the world, Africa, Europe, South America, North America always, and all of Asia.
And you know something, Abdul Hamid, you know that we were a very close country in the past centuries. The biggest colony is Arab colony here in the Caribbean coast, here in Cartagena.
That's true. That's true.
Quilla, we have a lot of.
And we still, the president of Argentina was an Arab. Many governors in North America are Arabs, of Arab origin, Libya, from Lebanon, Syria. So we are proud, and that is only an expression of the humanity that relates and loves and lives in peace.
Salam.
Yes.
Yes. Salam, salam.
Salam.
Thank you very much, all.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you.
Bye bye to everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Alan. Bye bye.
Adios. Bon voyage.
Adios.
Baheri.
Assalamu Baheri.
Baheri Konana.
Baheri Kodana. All right. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, Kojo. Bye bye, everybody.
Victor. Hello, Victor. You can hear me? Okay. I'm trying to call, but you cannot get me. Okay.